All right, so we are live. Hey, family. Welcome back to Mother-Daughter Moments, where we take a moment to get inspired, empowered, and chat about things that concern you. I'm your guest host, Elise Morrow, and tonight we are here with the remarkable Rebecca Force. Listen, this lovely lady is a writer. She is a visual storyteller, a network costume designer, and celebrity stylist. Um, she has a sweet spirit but a true force to be reckoned with. Everybody say hello, Rebecca.
Hello. Thank you so much. And thank you for having me too. This is
Well, we are so excited about tonight, and it is such an honor to have you with us. We would like to give our audience a bit of background. So tell us how old you were when you first became interested in fashion and what sparked your interest.
Oh wow. I started actually sketching on the back of my worksheets when I was in elementary school. And I remember one day my teacher came and flipped my paper over and was like, "This is the side I want you to work on."
Oh.
My love for fashion really came from my mother. She was taught to sew by my grandmother, and she taught me early on how to source fabrics. We'd go to the fabric store together, we'd go shopping together. And what really the catalyst to becoming a stylist and a costume designer came from I was diagnosed with scoliosis.
Mm-hmm.
And so my spine was growing in the shape of an S. So instead of growing like this, I was kind of growing to the side. So it made me have lopsided shoulders and humpback, and my ribs were sticking out in the front. And it was a tough time because that's like middle school, high school, when you're trying to impress boys and, be seen and discovering who you are. And my mom would take me to the mall. We called it Girls Night Out. And she would take me to the mall, and we'd go to the high-end stores and just touch everything. She was like, "I want you to feel the silks and,
That's
the
nice.
linen, and look at how she taught me the difference between when a print is all the way through versus top, all the things that come with like quality clothes." And then we go to JCPenney. And we find it, within our budget. We, get on that sale rack at the nice store and then go right on over to JCPenney. And she would say, "Okay, now let's find the best pieces in here, And then after shopping, we'd go to this fabric store called Piece Goods. And we would find buttons and trims and ribbons and shoe dye.
Oh, that's what's up.
Right?
That's what's up. Yeah.
And it would turn into the workshop, okay? Because
Wow.
like cheaper clothes, you can tell, are less expensive because of the finishes, like plastic buttons versus horn buttons. So we go buy expensive buttons, and then she would show me, change all the buttons. She'd make me a matching hair bow. And then if we found a pair of shoes that fit my foot, because I wore a 9 narrow in middle school.
Oh, wow.
No, those has some long feet. Buy it out. If it fit, she would be like, give us all of them. And then we take them home, tape up the soles, and paint them in all the colors we needed.
Wow, that is so cool.
That's when I realized, like, I want to do this every day.
Wow. Your mom is amazing. I'm going to shout out your mom. Like, she's awesome. She was such a great role model and very encouraging, and she knew how to play to your strengths and even amplify things we may feel like are not that great and bring out the beauty in it. And I love what you're sharing. I mean, I have so much in common with you. I had the toughest time finding shoes, so I totally understand because I have a wide foot.
What size shoe do you wear?
Actually, I wear now I wear a 8.5, 9 wide, but as a kid, it was so hard finding wide shoes because all the shoes were either medium or narrow for kids, and for wide shoes, I had to go to like Easy Spirit.
Yes.
And I was a kid, and they didn't have cute shoes for kids at Easy Spirit. They were like old grandmother shoes for like, I was 10 and 11, and like, I don't know that, but that's what I had to wear, like, especially if I was going to some place where I had to dress up. and I had nice shoes. I had to go get old grandma shoes because my feet were so wide.
It was a classic. It was a classic. My grandma, you were classic.
Right, classic. So, your mom is amazing. So I just have a question. When your mom was able to help mask the brace, for, like make it invisible, what did that do for your self-esteem as a kid and how you saw your body?
Oh, wow. I mean, it changed everything. It was kind of this secret I had to live with that I thought was going to expose me and kind of really make middle school and high school so hard. So when she showed me how to sculpt my body, she got me the pattern bra and showed me how to create a waist with a belt and create symmetry and balance and change that fear of like people saying what's wrong with you to the actuality of like, oh, where'd you get that sweater? Where'd you get your shoes? And so it made me feel like for the first time I had power over how I was perceived. Looked, because unfortunately when you're that age, you really do care about what everybody thinks, what your peers think. So it was my opportunity. I feel like she gave me a voice really with style.
That's awesome. Shout out to your mom and all the creative moms that are out there. I think that's so inspirational and we should give honor to her for that. That's awesome. I mean, she recognized at early on the importance of nurturing your self-esteem at a young age. So I just want to say, I personally say thank you, Mom.
Yes.
That's great. So when you graduated from college, did you know that you wanted to be a stylist, or was it your yes to the various opportunities that presented itself that kind of just led you to like, oh, I think this is what I want to do?
Yeah, I didn't even know styling was a job at first. I styled my friends for fun. I'd pick out outfits for them and put them in the front of their closet. And that was what they would wear for the week. And for Halloween one year, we were Destiny's Child. I made her costumes.
Oh, that's so cool.
I didn't know that's people could make a living off of dressing other people until I discovered costume design. So I changed my major in college from business to theater so that I could focus on costume design. So I knew before I graduated that I wanted to work in teaching. The styling part actually came from working with actors on my shows and just building a rapport with them and dressing them in their regular life or for their appearances. So that's how I actually became a stylist. It naturally came from costume design.
Wow, that's so cool. It's amazing how life takes us in places that we don't expect and just using our gifts and walking in our purpose. That's so cool.
That's so true. You never
I know. That's so awesome.
The work you're putting in will pay off.
So when you're styling a person or when you're styling a celebrity, what angle do you take it from? Is it their personality or is it based on the trend?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question because people want to be on trend, right? And no, I don't believe that all trends are for everybody, everybody as a person, but also every body shape. So really I lead with the heart and connecting with that client and getting to know their personality, because if it looks hot on the hanger and I put it on them and they're not feeling it because it doesn't match the personality, then it'll end up looking awkward in a photo.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know what I mean? So I really try to really listen to the client and make sure that their clothes reflect their personality, because then they'll work it. Then they'll actually, carry themselves like they feel, which is really good.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. And I'm learning that now that it's better for me. The best thing I should do is really dress for my personality, because then I feel most comfortable in my own skin if I dress with my personality in mind instead of just focusing what's on trend. But I guess sometimes I like to try to be on trend a little bit. But yeah, that's good what you said. So let's talk body image, self-esteem, and style tips.
Okay.
3 scenarios of 3 different women that I want to present, and they need your help. All right, so this woman She is in her early 40s. She is a size 12. She is very curvy, and she wants to look good. She doesn't want to look like a teenager, but she realizes she's not getting as much attention from her husband like she used to.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say to her as it relates to style tips and body image?
This woman is my normal everyday celebrity. So my clients that I style that are not famous to the world, they're famous to their family. Those are
Mm-hmm.
I call them my everyday celebrities. And they're
Mm-hmm.
usually around this sweet spot, right? 40 to 50.
Yeah.
And size 12, life, children, things will happen.
Yep.
And you know what? The whole attention thing from your husband, and I think that comes from, when your body changes
Yeah.
after children, but your identity does too. And sometimes you just don't recognize yourself. And so if you
Yeah.
don't take care of yourself the way you did when you liked what you saw in the mirror.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I really try to connect with women in that space of like, how did we get here? Right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we address how we got to the 12, I mean, first of all, there's nothing wrong with 12. But if you don't want to be the 12 or you've got to goal weight, how did we get here? And so then how
Yeah.
can we get back to where you want to be? My
Mm-hmm.
number one style tip is don't wait to lose weight to look
Mm-hmm.
beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone's got that pile, right? That I'm going to get back to this size pile.
Yeah.
But by the time you get back to that size, you're not that woman anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I would encourage her to dress for the body she has today. Don't wait to get your hair done, the nails done, the new look when you lose weight. Like,
Mm.
be your best self now. And then as you lose weight, great. That's the green light to get more clothes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's so good. Thank you for saying that. That's so good. I think we need to hear that. I need to hear it.
We all do. I just had a baby. I'm not the same size.
Mhm.
And I just got some clothes. I'm not going to put the pressure on myself to get back into my pre-baby clothes because I personally can't go back and not have a daughter anymore. I'm not that
Yeah.
person. So I need new clothes for the new me.
Yep. 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 So good. I love that. So we have another girl. She's a teenager. She's 16. She is a size 00. And her thing is, she feels like she's skinny. So that's what she says. I'm skinny. Most of the curvy girls tease me. The boys ignore me. I would love to have cleavage, but I don't. Please help me. So what would you say to a girl that has, that going on about her self-esteem and body image and style tips?
I feel like you're reading my old journal or something.
No.
Is this about me? What's going on? I remember that. I still don't have cleavage. It's just not going to happen.
Oh.
Except for during pregnancy. And I was like, my mom taught me a really good lesson that I use to this day. And that is you can't envy one part of a person, right? Like, I remember vividly the girl that was the ringleader in teasing me in middle school. It drove me to changing. You know how you had to change out in gym class and
Yeah.
change clothes, or you get like points taken off your grade.
Yeah.
I would change in the bathroom stall because it was like she was ready for me, and she had all the jokes about me being too skinny and flat, or
Yeah.
So if I could speak to my old self or to this girl who's 16, I would say that, first of all, people tease and pick because there's something going on. It's not about the things that are coming out their mouth. And the second thing is to find examples of beauty where you are.
That's good.
There's a ad campaign called See Her. It's like hashtag SEEHER. And their motto is, if you can see her, you can be her. I think it's important. I have vision boarded my way out of some holes, and into manifesting the thing that I want. And I would recommend that a young girl would find images of someone she admires and who she thinks is beautiful, who is her size. So she can see the beauty that's in her.
Yeah. Wow. That is so good. It's like golden nuggets. I love it. This is so good, and applies to us at all ages, women of all ages. And, we always need to hear that. So my third woman, she's 60 years old, or she's in her 60s. She's feisty, curves for days, okay, and personality to go with it. But her granddaughters and her daughters are uncomfortable with the mini skirts and the midriffs and spaghetti straps. So talk to Spicy Mama. Like, what would you say to her about her body image and style tips?
Well, listen, if Spicy Mama likes the way she's dressing, you know, if she wants to change, to find some modest clothing that will also give her the end result of feeling sexy, right?
Okay.
There, you know, you can feel sexy in a turtleneck, just like you can feel sexy in strapless and
Oh yes.
right?
Yes.
And you know, you don't have to be stretched out. You can still be snatched, but you don't have to be like stretching your clothes out.
Right.
But,
Right.
well, you know, it makes me think of this actress who I worked with, who she and I just created a bond immediately from our first fitting, and she's such a wonderful person. And her name is Tabitha Brown, and she's a vegan cook and awesome page on TikTok and Instagram. She's everywhere on every day show, just giving all these tips. But she says what I think the daughter and the granddaughter in this situation should do, which is mind their business. You know what I mean? If that grandmother has given her whole chunk of her life to raising that daughter and now helping with the granddaughter.
Yep.
When you sacrifice like that, you spend a lot of time giving to other people and being invisible in a way, right? It's a very selfless time of life. So now they're grown. She got her own child. They're gone. And she can live her best life. And
that is so true. That is so true. I agree with that. I agree with that.
Mind their business.
I think once you reach that age, you should be able to do what you want. Like,
if she looks good,
she looks good.
be grateful. That's what you have to look forward to. You're gonna look
exactly. Exactly. Thank you so much. So we're gonna play a quick game that's called Mama Said.
Okay.
So, you know, over the years, our mothers have had different sayings. And when it comes to different topics, moms may have a saying that goes like, for example, if it was a word that we were using and it's like cute, my mom says, well, cute girls are smart girls. Right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say a word and I want you to respond with what your mom would say. So the first word I'm going to say is coat. What would your mom say?
My mom would say invest in a good winter coat. She always would say that. You know, you can, doesn't matter what you have on underneath, because when you walk in the room, that's the statement you make. So she would say invest in a good winter coat.
Got you. Okay. Legs.
You know, I grew up like my mom's best friend, so I'm laughing because I remember all the stories she used to tell me about legs. But we have a similar body shape, so we both have the Tyra legs. It's really
oh.
And when she was growing up, and she grew up in Virginia, Jim Crow South.
Mm-hmm.
During that time, curvy was better, right? And she would always say, if you had calf legs, boys would say, "Oh, those are some nice hams." So she taught me, this is like all pageant talk. You know, when you stand with your heels together and your L in the teeth hand, and you put your knees together, and it makes her legs look more curvy. So every time we took pictures, she'd be like, hams.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, that's interesting. Actually, I have never done that before, but I do see that making the legs curvy.
Gotta do what we can.
Right. Okay, so my next word is earrings.
Oh, never leave the house without earrings on. Lady always has on earrings.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
You got those earrings on.
Okay, we both got circles on.
Right. Okay, so the next one is confidence.
Confidence. That's a good one. I don't know if she has a phrase with the actual word confidence in it, but I just hear her voice in my head now that her confidence, she would always say that her strength and her confidence is in the Lord.
Cool. Cool. That always is a great, statement universally. I love that. Okay, my next one is shoes.
Shoes. Oh, my mother would have the sales associates call the house whenever our shoe size would make it to the store because it was so hard to get narrows. So she would always say, make a friend in the shoe department, and then when your shoes get there, just buy them. Just get all of
them. Cool. Yeah, I totally understand the shoe situation. So yeah.
Hard to get up. Now we're at 10 narrow. It's even harder.
Oh, yeah. It's funny because it's like I feel like I see those, but I don't see why. My new store is Naturalizers.
Yeah.
I know my friends make fun of me, but that's where I go. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the last word is happiness.
I cheered in middle school and in high school too, but this particular story is from middle school. And we would take turns calling out cheers. And so the whole squad would have to do whatever that person called out. And whenever it was my turn, there was this group of girls that just on the squad, they would not do the cheer.
Oh.
So at halftime, I sat down next to my mom. I was so upset. I said, they won't do the cheer. And she heard me out. And then she said, how much time do you feel like you need to be upset about it? And I asked, maybe like 2 minutes? She said, okay. Go. And she gave me 2 minutes just to vent. And then when it was over, she said, that's done. We've let it go. And we're going to move on and move on. And she made it very clear in every situation, every up and down, that your happiness is up to you. That's a decision that you have to make.
That's so good. I love that. I love that. And it's so true. It is when we decide.
Yeah, it's a decision.
Wow. Well, that's the end of our game. And that actually concludes our interview. And I just want to thank you again for joining us on Mother-Daughter Day for this moment, mother-daughter moment. This has been amazing, remarkable, inspirational. This has touched me, and I know it has touched our viewers, and it will continue to touch women of all ages. I know it. So before you go, tell us where we can find you, where we can follow you, where we can like you.
Well, thank you so much, Lisa, for your time and mother-daughter moments, and Alexis. I mean, I really appreciate y'all ladies, and I'm really happy to share this time with you. So thank you for having me. So if everyone can find me at therealrebeccaforrest.com. Subscribe to my blog and newsletter for updates, and I'm currently developing a clothing collection. It is a custom collection for moms, and it came from just after I had my daughter, not being able to find clothes that I felt really represented where I want to be and where I am in life. And so I hope that it resonates with women.
Oh, yes. Oh,
yes. It's going to be elegant and machine washable. Because we don't have time.
Right. Exactly. Wow. You're such a beautiful spirit and beautiful person. I just love talking with you. Thank you so much for this moment. And just want to say good night to our viewers. You guys can follow us at Mother-Daughter Day on Facebook and Instagram and on YouTube. And you heard it from the best, Rebecca Forrest. Please follow her and like her on her pages, live pages, Instagram pages, and media pages. So tune in again next week on Tuesday at 7 p.m. for the next mother-daughter moment. All right, thanks everybody. I'll see you later.
Thank you, Lise. See you later.